today we are going to discuss Buddhism, and while discussing this particular religion, what we are going to look at is life of Buddha. Then we'll discuss what were the reasons behind the emergence of a new religion when already there were a lot of ideas flourishing. Because see, at this time what is happening, around 60 new religions are springing up, and despite of these religions are springing up despite of being Vedic religion in place. So what was the reasons behind the emergence of Buddhism when there are already a lot of religions, and why did it succeed? So for that we will look at important Buddhist doctrines first. Then we'll look at the causes of spread of Buddhism. So when you understand the doctrines, you will be better able to or better equipped to understand the causes why Buddhism spread, why people adopted it wholeheartedly. Then we'll discuss, see, every thing which has a high time, it goes through a low time too. So this religion also saw a declining period in Indian subcontinent, so we are going to look at the causes behind that. Then we'll discuss the significance of Buddhism in Indian subcontinent and also in Southeast Asian context. Then we'll look at the scenario after Buddha. When Buddha died, what happened after that to Buddhism? So there were councils which were convened, so we'll look at those councils. We'll look at the kind of language and literature which came up. We'll look at the kind of architecture which was being built upon by common people or by royalty. So first, again, I would like to remind you that the time is around 600 BCE, and at this time, as we have already looked up what is happening, there is the society which is agriculturalist. Pastoralism is also happening. There are 16 Mahajanapadas. There are a lot of cities which are coming to place. Also in social realm, what is happening, that there are 4 Varnas now. 4 Varnas, a lot of Jatis, women and Shudra. Their condition is constantly declining because Vedic religion does not approve of them, and at this point Vedic religion is at its helm. So what is happening? And this religion, mind you that this religion is getting more complex and philosophical. We have looked at the emergence of Upanishadic philosophy while discussing later Vedic period, and Upanishadic philosophy was very complex. So when it is being complex, what would happen? That it is going to take people away from religious understanding. So they'll always need a priest. So what is happening? See, there are growing tensions first of all among the society. And growing tensions, why? Because there are 4 Varnas. 4 Varnas. A lot of Jatis, which is caste. Exclusion of women. And dominance of priestly class. These are the 3 things that you need to keep in mind. What else is happening? What we have seen, that now Aryans are coming towards Gangetic Valley and they have set up their system there. So there will be non-Aryan people too. There are non-Aryan people too living in that area, and these people will be excluded further. So there is a kind of tension already which is building up. Whenever there is a lot of change taking place in the society, there are a lot of tensions also build up around that. So these non-Aryan people are also dissatisfied because they are always treated badly. If you look at the references to these people, always what is happening, I'll tell you about one reference, that what is happening, that in Vedic rituals they are saying that if you are going to the territory of Madhyam Desha, which is present day Bihar, you will have to, when you are coming back, you will have to go through a ritual purification because these people are not pure, these people are impure. So people, Aryan people are prohibited from going into their areas, prohibited from speaking to them. So these people are again treated continuously badly, and they have a large population. It is not that these people were less in number. So there is already tensions building up. Okay, so these people will be actually against the Brahmanical tyranny, against the Brahmanical setup. Now what's happening? See, caste system is getting rigid, and when we have looked at the caste system, even if you talk about Aryan fold, there are 4 castes. There are 4 varnas, sorry, not caste system, varna system. Varna system. So there are 4 varnas. Brahmins, then second are Kshatriya, the third is Vaishya, and the fourth is Shudra. Look at these things. In the first category is placed Brahman, second position is of Kshatriya, third position is of Vaishya, and the last position is of Shudra. And this is a society when what's happening? Cities are springing up. Trade is continuously going up. So what will happen? The economic status of Vaishyas will automatically increase because these are the people who are involved in trading purposes. Brahmins are involved in teaching, Kshatriyas are involved in ruling, Shudras have to serve all the other varnas, at least theoretically. So Vaishyas are the one who are indulged in all kind of economic activities. So their economic status will go up increasingly. This is going to be increased rapidly, but what will happen? Their social status will remain the same. They are third in the category. So these people will be continuously dissatisfied with this system of Varna. Because definitely if they are having a better economic position, they will want a better social position too. So these people are dissatisfied. They are already dissatisfied because they are excluded from Dvija status. We have already discussed it that these 3 people were Dvija. So these people were entitled to wear sacred thread, whereas Shudras and women were not. So Shudras are also dissatisfied. What about Kshatriyas? See, these people are the one, there are 16 Mahajanapadas. We have already discussed it, that there are 16 Mahajanapadas. So these are the people who are continuously fighting for establishing their dominance, establishing their supremacy. But what is happening? That they always have to follow priestly orders. Because what is happening? These are the people who are legitimizing their rule. priests are the one who are legitimizing Kshatriya's rule. So what will happen, that when you are continuously struggling, when you are continuously fighting battles, when you are continuously trying to establish your dominance, and there is a person who is coming to you and who is saying that perform Vajpaya Yagya, otherwise I will not legitimize you. Perform Ashwamedha Yagya, give me this thing, give me this much amount of money, give me this much amount of land, otherwise I am not going to legitimize you, I am going to support some other person. So you will be dissatisfied because you are the one who is earning all these prestige, you are the one who is winning all the territories. So what will happen, that Kshatriyas are again, these people are also dissatisfied by the priestly dominance. And if you note one thing, Buddha and Mahavir both were princes, both belong to Kshatriya community. So the two most important religions of this time period, both of them were led by Kshatriya princes. So this is another thing. Complex philosophies. So think about these things. Think about this thing. You want to conduct a simple puja, you want to conduct a simple ritual, and somebody is coming to your place, because of course you cannot perform it on your own in that society. You have to take assistance of a priest. So that person is coming to your place, and he is, of course there will be a he, because now women are not priests by now. So what is happening? This person is telling you to arrange a lot of things in order to perform that ritual. So you are going to be economically burdened, and when you ask him that what is the purpose behind that, he is going to explain you the theories of Atman and Brahman, and you don't understand any of it because it is very complex in nature. So first of all, you are not understanding what he is saying and why he is justifying all the economic burden put on you. So again, dissatisfaction, because you don't have that much amount of money to spend on a simple ritual. So you would want somebody who will tell you to perform this ritual in a simplified way, so that you can connect yourself with the higher authority, which is God. So dissatisfaction amongst common people, because they do not understand this new religion, this new philosophies which are being propagated by this priestly class. And what else is happening? There is, of course, economic and social inequality. Because this period is of economic boom. We are talking about 600 BCE, and this period is of economic boom. There are a lot of cities coming up. So there will be one class who will be going up economically, and there will be one class who will be going downwards. Because the people who are on the bottom, these people will be exploited. Their labor will be exploited, and people who are on the top, who are for now traders, these people's economic status will be increased and there will be decreased. So there will be sharp social and economic inequality, and that is why people wanted, the people who are downtrodden, they wanted a new system, so that their grievances could be addressed. And of course, the people who are in dominance, the priestly class, they are not interested. They are not interested in listening to their problems. So what will happen, that if somebody is coming up with new philosophy, somebody is coming up with new religion, people are going to support them, because almost all of the classes, almost all the varnas, almost all the common people, they are in one way or the other, they are dissatisfied. So at this point, what is coming? We have discussed Shakya clan. Shakya clan, I gave you the example while we were discussing Mahajanapadas, that it was one of the Ganas. Gana in the Tarai of Nepal. It is a republic. Shakya is a republic. And in republic, what did we see? They are promoting egalitarian ideas. We have discussed all these things. Egalitarian ideas. So here there is a king named Shuddhodhan. Shuddhodhan and his wife Mahamaya Devi or Maya Devi. They had a son named Gautam. And this person, it was actually announced, there is a story that there was a rishi who came here and who said that this boy is going to be an ascetic. So what does Shuddhodhan do? That he keeps away his son deliberately from all the problems of the world, and he is trying to give them a pleasurable life. So he gets married to Yashodhara and got a son named Rahul. But then we all are aware of this story. We have been hearing it that one day he goes out and he witnessed 4 sights. So he is going away with Channa, which is his charioteer. And what are these 4 sights? Diseased man, an old man. You don't need to remember these things. A dead man and an ascetic. So what he realizes, then only an ascetic is the one who seems calm. So that day what he does, he asks Channa to leave him there, and he leaves all the worldly pleasures, he leaves the throne, and what does he do? He gets apart, and this is known as the Great Departure. The Great Departure. So Buddha leaves the palace and he goes out wandering, and he is in search of the truth. What is life and how can we actually get away from all the desires? How can we be calm? All these things he is looking for answers now. So he is leaving his palace when he was 29 years old. And finally what's happening, that in Gaya he is enlightened. And from here on his name is Shakyamuni Buddha. He gets enlightenment in Gaya. And after in Gaya, when he gets the true knowledge, what does he do? After that, he keeps preaching whatever he has achieved. He has achieved enlightenment, the true knowledge. So he is having debates with Brahmanical priests, and he is teaching actually common people what he has learned. So the first sermon is taking place at Sarnath in Deer Park. Okay, and finally he dies in Kushinagar. So he has been to a lot of places. Okay, just a second. 487 BCE. So I just want to look at some of the important events of his life. That's it. He gets birth in Lumbini or Kapilavastu. Lumbini or Kapilavastu. This is where he is getting birth in 567 BCE. The second important event of his life is the great departure when he leaves the palace in search of knowledge. Third important event is enlightenment at Bodh Gaya, where he is getting to know the true knowledge. Next important event of his life is the first sermon which he is delivering to 4 of his pupils at Sarnath. And finally, he is getting nirvana. He is dying at Kushinagar, which is in eastern Uttar Pradesh, present day eastern Uttar Pradesh. So just let me show you a few things. See, this photograph, it is known as Maya's dream, and it is in Barhut. It is in Barhut. So what is happening when Buddhism spread and people started accepting it? So it contributed a lot in spread of art and architecture also. So in Barhut, in Sanchi, Nagarjunkonda, Amravati, at all these places, there are a lot of sculptures, there are a lot of architectures which were made, which were built up. So this is from Barhut, and here you can say Maya Devi. This is Maya Devi, she is lying down and there is an elephant who is touching her. So you must have noticed that in any of the religion, when a person, when a god is born, he is not born out of sexual union of two people, because it is again considered impure. That is why this person, this elephant, is impregnating her, and this was also true in the case of Mahavir. So Trishula also had a dream. So this is Maya's dream, and here Buddha is born. These are the stories from his life that I'll tell you later. Here it is the scene of great departure. The great departure, it is in Sanchi. It is one of the plaques from Sanchi. So here you can see there are Gavaksha. These are the kind of palaces that used to be there at that point of time. So here you can say that there is a horse. I think it's not that visible, but here there is a horse, and Buddha is leaving on that horse. Here there is Buddha, and when he has left, the horse is coming back and there is no Buddha, and here you can say there is a parasol and there is Buddha Pad. Buddha Pad, that means now he is not a prince anymore, now he is Buddha. So till the time he was a prince, he was depicted in a humanly form, but when he has left the palace and he is supposed to have achieved enlightenment, he won't be shown in an anthropomorphic figure. Anthropomorphic. So he will be shown through symbols. And what will be those symbols? Buddha Pad, that means footprints. Footprints of Buddha, or Bodhi tree, where he achieved enlightenment, which is there in Gaya. Or what else? Chakra, wheel. So 8-spoked wheel, it is the symbol of his delivering his first sermon at Sarnath. So by these symbols of Buddha Pada, the wheel or the Bodhi tree, he will be depicted by those symbols, and later in 1st century CE, Buddha images will be made. So here you can see people are worshipping a stoop. So a stoop is symbol of his death. So a stoop can also be symbolizing Buddha. So here you can see people are worshipping a stoop. That means they are worshipping Buddha. This is symbolic of his sermon. So here again you can see this is also from Sanchi. So here you can also see that there is a Bodhi tree and people are listening to him. So this is supposed to be Buddha and these are the people who are listening to his sermons. The next, again, this one is also from Sanchi. So this Bodhi tree is there and this is supposed to be Buddha. And here, this is a celestial being who is holding a garland. That means these people are offering him a garland and this is a king. How do we know he is a king? Because of the parasol. Only kings used to have parasols and he is coming to worship Buddha. He is supposed to be Ajatashatru, by the way. Here again what you can see that this is symbolic of the great departure. Buddha is leaving. And here he has achieved enlightenment. This is a broken plaque from Sarnath. Let's come here. Here you can say Maya Devi giving birth. This is Maya Devi giving birth to Buddha. I am showing you the important events from his life. The next one here, what he is doing? He is achieving enlightenment. Enlightenment. And here you can see there are 2 deer and 1 chakra. That means this is Sarnath, his first sermon, and here Buddha has died. This is Kushinagar, the scene of his death. So you can remember these events, you can remember these plaques. These things are going to help you out when you are discussing art and architecture. You can discuss all these plaques if you want to, or you can just give the reference.